Hi, everybody. So happy to be live with you all. Cannot wait to get this beautiful, delicious conversation started. Hi, everybody. I'll give folks a couple of minutes and I'd love to know where everybody is from. It gives us so much joy to see where everybody's tuning in from. Hi, I love all the waves. Hi, everybody. Beautiful. Okay. Guest a moment to join, then we can get into this delicious conversation. And so glad to see everybody joining. Hi, everybody. ¿Cómo están? ¿Cómo están? Hello, my dear.
Hola, Vanessa. How are you?
Beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited for today.
Okay, well, I'm excited to officially welcome everybody to the second installment of our three-part Instagram series in partnership with Aguacate's Love One Today to help our amigas make better informed decisions about their nutrition. Nutrition is something that we consider to be an important part of our lives and our community's lives. And today we're going to have an intentional conversation regarding mindful eating during las fiestas, on how we can stay present during the busy holiday season and be mindful about what we eat. Now, with that, it's important that we speak to experts on the subject and how aguacates can benefit us all. So we're happy to once again be partnering with registered dietitian Ana Rios for this series. Welcome, Ana.
Hola, Vanessa. I have to say, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here with all of our amigas. And I just want to let everyone know that this wasn't planned.
To acknowledge the fact that we consciously, unconsciously coordinated our earrings.
I've been wanting to wear these forever, and I was like, what better time? But
for the love of our
nice.
practice.
Yeah, so thank you for having me, Vanessa, and thank you to Aguacate's Love One Today for helping us have these important conversations this month.
Yes, because especially during the season, we always think that we're going to be ready for the holidays, but it never stops being busy. And with the holidays, I cannot even believe how fast time is going right around the corner. There's some ways that we can take a moment of pause to make better choices. And so like I am very intentional about what I put in my body. I'm very intentional about creating healthy habits and routines such as meditating and making sure that I'm giving myself nutritious high nutrient foods so that I can have the energy that I need to do all the things that I want to do, not only during the day, but during the holidays. So I'd love to know how you can quickly plan quick snacks and what you can do to stay mindful and present during the holiday season so that it takes the pressure off ourselves because there's already so much to do during this time.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yes, Vanessa. So I work with my clients on how to stay mindful during the holiday season. And my first tip is always to remember that it's the holidays, it's not going to be perfect and you need to have grace for yourself. But I think one thing that I see a lot of us doing is we tend to skip meals or we tend to say, oh, like, vamos a una fiesta, like, we're going to a fiesta tonight. So I'm going to have a very light lunch or I'm not going to have breakfast. And that is not the best thing to do. It's so important to make sure you're having something balanced and that you're actually nourishing yourself because then later comes and we might be hangry, we might be overeating at las fiestas. So it's so important. Like I always love to include fiber, some protein in there. So something that I love, like I always have frijoles and I always have aguacate, and I'm making like dos o tres taquitos de frijol con aguacate or like queso con aguacate. It is just the best because you're going to be full, and avocados contribute nearly 20 vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, including 11% of your daily value of fiber.
Whoa. So there's a lot of potent benefits.
Yes. So you're going to stay,
delicious thing that we all love.
Exactly. So it's like, you cut a little bit of avocate, you roll it up in a taco with a little bit of queso or frijoles, and you're good to go because you have your protein, you have your good fats. And let's remember that the carbohydrates found in avocado are 79% fiber. So it's mostly good fat with fiber.
Yeah. Which is, who doesn't love a good fiber? Because that helps in many ways. I have never had a family meal without aguacates, period. It is part of our culture, our family values it, and I'm so grateful and thankful, especially as a vegetarian. For me, it is lifesaver.
Same, same here. Yeah, that's the best thing to do is add some aguacates, if it's on the side or inside.
And todas partes, even
Yeah.
on your rings and your attire. Who doesn't love it? It looks cute. Let's be real. And thank you for sharing those really beautiful nutrients and those facts, because it helps us see that there's really sustainable ways to nourish ourselves and to try to find moments of pause in between meals, right? As you said, many times we skip meals for the sake of getting through our to-do list, for the sake of just getting everything accomplished. But sometimes that really comes to our detriment. So a meal cannot be complete without, I know some folks here have a sweet tooth, without dessert. So how can we navigate all the cravings when all of the postres are right in front of us? What are some tips that you can offer so we can continue to have mindful eating during las fiestas?
Yes, oh my gosh, the sweets. So I picture just every year when we go to gatherings, I feel like there's always so many sweets. People love to bring their pies and, just buñuelos and like all of the different types of sweets. And my best advice is to one, be mindful, like still, enjoy it in moderation and really be present using all your five senses to enjoy the when you are eating a sweet, take your time, saborearlo, right? Because a lot of the times we end up like not really paying attention and we tend to eat more than we should. But also, I want to encourage everyone to take something to that potluck that is more colorful, more nourishing. Porque, November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and a lot of our, community, the Latina community, struggles with diabetes, and we're gonna have our tias and our tios, they're our family members. So I really recommend taking a dish. My favorite dish to take because it's easy, it's nourishing, and everyone will like it is guacamole with loaded with veggies. So like add the tomatoes, add the onions, add extra serranos or jalapenos because avocado is insane. Listen to this. Um, and by the way, if you guys want to reference this next tip that I'm going to give you, you can find it in the blog. It is linked in the story. So if you go to We All Grow Latina stories, you will find the link to the blog. And a large study that you're going to read about in these blogs is a large study with over 14,000 Hispanics explored the association between aguacate consumption and blood sugar levels and insulin responses. So it shows that when people eat diabetes, their blood sugar is more controlled. I'm sorry, when people eat aguacates, their blood sugar is more controlled. Um, so in this study, we can see that if you eat aguacates before your meal or with your meal, that's going to help you regulate your blood sugar a little bit more. So what I recommend is, guacamole is an appetizer. A lot of people will eat that first. So taking a large batch of guacamole to your family gatherings, putting extra fillings, extra fiber in there from other veggies, that can help increase the variety, add more nutrients, and get you a little bit ready for dessert. So that way when it's dessert time, a little bit of moderation there.
And first of all, making guacamole, I don't know about y'all, but it makes me feel like a chef. It makes me feel like getting, the ingredients, dicing all the veggies that I'm going to put into my guacamole. It makes me feel like a chef. And I have never had a bad experience when I brought guacamole to the mesa.
Exactly. And I think that's when we want to start using our mindfulness strategies too, even with the guacamole, because everything, you want to be present. And a lot of the times we can find ourselves, like on watching TV or watching something working or maybe chatting it up too much and we don't even realize how much we're eating. So I highly recommend to take a step back, slow it down a little bit and use your five senses. You're going to read a lot more on that on the blog, so make sure you click that link in the story.
Anna wrote three delicious articles that are going to be cascaded. So one was already posted last week, one got posted this morning, and we're going to have our third as part of our installment posted next week. So please make sure to check them out because they have a lot of good for you information regarding aguacates, Love One Today, and this beautiful partnership, and recipes so that way you can be mindful during this holiday season. So thank you, Anna, for writing those because we know that what you do that with a lot of intention.
Thank you. I love it. And you know, it's so easy to talk about mindful eating and how great aguacates are. I just also wanted to mention that aguacates are naturally sugar-free, so they're diabetes friendly, and they also contain 3 grams of fiber per 1/3 of an aguacate. So you don't have to eat the whole aguacate. You know, it's a strong, nutrient dense, you know, food. It's a good fat. So that's the one other thing I wanted to let you know.
I love that you're sharing those tips because I'm seeing a lot of questions in the comments, and with November being Diabetes Awareness Month, the importance of keeping in mind, because it really does impact our Latina community, our Latinx, Hispanic community. So what else can our amigas know about balanced nutrition and type 2 diabetes in preparation for the holidays? And in case anyone here has it, or maybe one of their loved ones do, what else could they keep in mind? I'm seeing the chats of folks that are like, oh my God, thank you so much. This is really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. The one tip that I can give you that's easy to remember is add more colors. Colores, like colorful meals. You know, you want your green in there for sure, because you know, about 80% of Americans don't get enough fruit, which is a lot, right? So start incorporating it. Think about adding, not subtracting, because when you think about restricting yourself, or like, you know, you think about the negatives of nutrition, that's what shuts us down and makes us quit. But if we think about like, what can we add to this meal to make it more nourishing? Or if I'm going to have dessert later, okay, but what can I add during my day to be more nourished? That's what we really want to focus on. So remember to look at that Alexis Wood study, because you're going to find out how important it is to really up your fiber, whether it's by eating aguacates or adding more nutrients in. Fiber is super important. So I want to highlight colors, colores, like as much variety as you can from fruits, vegetables. That's really the biggest tip.
And that's actually the best part about being intentional, is that you are investing in yourself. You're doing something that's beneficial for yourself. And something we like to say here at We All Grow, and which is why we're excited to partner with Aguacates Love One Today, is that when you heal yourself and you're good to yourself, that has a ripple effect.
Exactly.
And you community, you heal your family, you benefit your family, and your healthy tendencies will definitely rub off on those around you. So it's so important to be mindful of that, because being the first and doing things different sometimes may feel challenging, but when you know that what you're doing is good for you and supporting your nutrition, that's also really going to help you and those around you, especially when you think about maybe incorporating movement. Like for me, sometimes when I'm really, really busy and I don't have time to work out, I know that during the fiestas, I'm going to burn calories dancing. So
yeah, I was going to say, movement is so important.
Guys here during this holiday season.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, you reminded me, because I was seeing patients and clients earlier this week, and even earlier today, I talked to one, and how you mentioned that it's important to motivate others, because it's sort of like a ripple effect. That's what I'm talking about. Like, motivate each other, like turn on some music, start some dancing after La Cena, you know, like if everyone's eating, they already ate, and now it's getting later and like people are reaching for desserts, turn on that music, be the first one to grab your prima or your, you know, whoever is there, just like grab them, start dancing, or offer to go for a walk, you know, do some stretching. Like, it really, even just bringing a dish, setting that example, you know, being the one that's like, hey, this is delicious, and it's plant-based, or it's nutritious, or whatever it may be. Like, highlight that a little bit, but also remember that they know that it's delicious, because once they try it, they're gonna fall in love.
I love that. It's all about trying new and beautiful things. So we do actually have some questions, if we can get into that. This is a really good question on how to tell a family member, especially elders, sorry, I can't eat that, you know, because it can be offensive. So what's the best way to tell them without hurting their feelings? I have been there as a vegetarian. Imagínate, I have been there. And when
Yeah,
you know that,
that's me all the time. Yeah.
the questions stop, you know? It's like, if it's good for me, don't you love me? Don't you want to see me happy? But how would you support our amigas who are having a challenging time communicating to their loved ones?
Yeah, no, I think it's always good to start off with thanking them because I think that's the most important thing in our community, especially in the Latina community. Food is always that form of showing love and showing appreciation.
Love language.
So yeah, it's an act of love, and I think it's really worth taking the time to really appreciate them and make that known, right? Like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I love the salsa in there, or I love that in there, like pointing out the positives so that they know that that we fully, it's not like we're fully rechazándolo, like we're actually trying. And it's like, oh, but unfortunately, like, I have a little bit of like high cholesterol and I can't have like beef right now, or whatever it may be. Just giving, you don't have to explain yourself. I think that is very individual depending on the person and how comfortable they are sharing. But we can say, oh, my health right now won't allow me to have that. Something simple and easy, but always make sure that that they know that you're grateful, and then close with offering something else, like, but I tried, I made this, like, did you want to try this, like, vegetarian dish, or this whatever it may be that you brought. That way you segue into something
But
directly.
I would bring something, I would offer, right? Because so many folks do communicate through food, and when you do make a plate of love with so much love, you want folks to enjoy it. But if the person can't, there's alternatives. So what I do is I bring something, and I know folks are probably wondering, what can they bring, especially postres. Are there any postres that we can make with aguacates?
Yes, actually, like I mentioned this last time, but and there's so many things, but aguacates can blend so easily. So you can blend them into like your pastelitos, using it as a substitute, a good fat substitute for, if they had oil, or, maybe they had another type of fat that we're not really, that is not as nutritious. So that's a good one. And I made a chocolate mousse with chia, and I added a whole aguacate in there, and it was so creamy, and it was packed with fiber and good fats and protein. So, like, it's possible to make a balanced dessert.
I love that. For the next live series, we must do a demo, because that chocolate mousse, oof, and someone did mention that they actually they use avocado instead of butter, because it is so
Mhm.
easy, it can be blended really easily.
Exactly.
Uh, it can add flavor. I personally put it in my protein shakes, in my smoothies.
Yep.
And it's divine because I get everything that I need in one beautiful blended package.
Exactly. Wow.
Well, amigas and amigas, anyone who is joining, thank you so much for joining us for this delicious conversation about mindful eating during las fiestas. Thank you so much, Ana Rios. Don't forget to head over to our Instagram stories, where we're going to share the links for all of the wonderful articles that Ana herself has written, with tips, tricks, recipes, and things to be considerate of, so that you can be mindful during the holiday season. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for our third and final Instagram live series with Aguacate Loved One today, which will be November 29th at 12 p.m. for this another holiday conversation, because we're here to support you, your well-being, so that you can have a beautiful, nutritious life. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Ana Rios, muchísimas gracias.
Oh, gracias. So honored. Don't miss the next one, guys.
Gonna be good. Thank you to all of our Aguacate loving friends, and thank you to our partner, Aguacate's Loved One today. Bye.
Bye.